Hi, today you're very welcome to our information session on information communication technology courses available through Donegal ETB's VET service. We have a range of courses available on the NFQ from levels 1 to 5 on a part-time, full-time and evening provision basis. Many of our courses are also available online. So the majority of our courses are free, and if you hear of anything today that you're interested in, please don't hesitate to contact the Adult Guidance Service or the VET Recruitment Service. I'm going to introduce you to our panel today, and we're going to look at some of the most commonly asked questions in relation to IT or ICT courses. We have Paul Hearn, who's our Financial Technologies Instructor in Letterkenny Training Centre. We have Aidan McCluskey, who's the coordinator of the Learning for Living programme, and we have Eileen Patton, who's an Adult Guidance Counsellor with the Donegal Adult Guidance and Information Service. Eileen, I wanted to maybe begin by asking you, a lot of clients or a lot of people will contact the Adult Guidance Service in particular, and they'll ask questions like, look, I'd like to learn the basics of how to use a computer. What kind of course might suit me?
Well, the first thing we would do would be, first of all, to find out what it is that you want to learn about computers. And based on that information, then that will help us to find the most suitable course for you at the right level for the knowledge that you actually need. Because Donegal ETB offer a wide level of IT courses at the most basic level, say to learn to know your way around using a computer, to much higher level programs such as software testing and software programming. So what we would need to do first of all is to know what level of knowledge you already have, and then based on that information we can find the most suitable course for you to build on your knowledge to be able to use computers. I'm going to hand you over now to Aidan, who's going to talk more about the basic computer courses that we have in Donegal ETB.
Thanks, Eileen. Yes, that's right. We do have in Donegal ETB a wide range of courses for people who want to get to grips with technology and use computers. What we do really well is listen to what people want, to what their reasons are for joining a course. And all of our staff bear those reasons in mind so that when people join a course, they get what they want and what they came to us for. That's really important. Our core skills courses are designed to help people who may never even have turned on a computer. So there's a starting point for everybody. Our essential skills IT, that helps people to build on their existing skills and move on to where they want to go. In this world today where we have so much social media, we have a course for that as well, where we help people to get the most out of their tablets and their iPads. And we want to help them with things like communicating with family and friends, to fill in forms online, to conduct their online banking, to help them understand what information to share, but also what information not to share. That's really important. We have courses that help people with their productivity. So for word processing, Excel for spreadsheets, we have databases, graphic design. We also want to help people progress on to do the International Computer Driving License if that's where they want to go. So we do have a wide range of accreditation with QQI, Microsoft, City and Guilds and ICDL.
So in listening to Eileen and yourself, it really sounds like it's about finding out what level you're at the moment, and then maybe asking questions around where you'd like to go with that knowledge and finding a course that really fits for that. Eileen, another common question that comes up is, I really like working with computers and I would like a job in IT, but I don't know what course I should do. What advice would you give in that situation?
It might be helpful to find out, when you say working with computers, do you mean using computer software packages, or are you talking about their working in the IT industry sector? This information will then help the guidance counsellor to find out what course will help you to gain the knowledge and skills to get work in that type of job using a computer. We would then need to find out what knowledge and skills you already have and what level of education you've completed to date. And this then can help support us to find, say, the most appropriate computer course that it's at the right level for you as a starting point in your turn to learning.
Quite a common question that's asked, and again, Eileen, I might come back to you just even at the beginning of this, would be, look, I'd really like to start a computer course. But I haven't been in the classroom in a very long time and I'm quite nervous about that. Would you have any advice for somebody who's kind of feeling that way?
This would be a very common reaction that we would hear quite a lot in the Adult Guidance Service when we have people who are thinking about returning to start a course. For some people, they would actually share with us that they've maybe had a really bad experience when they would have been in school, and this is really worrying for them when they're thinking about starting a course. For other people, it may be because they've been out of the classroom for a very long time. So I just want to say that this is a very normal thing that we would hear all the time in the guidance service for anybody who is thinking about starting a course. So what we would do, we would first of all actually find the most suitable course at the right level for the person. And then this will actually give the person confidence in returning to the classroom and starting a new course where they will be treated as an adult and with respect. We also want to ensure that the course challenges the person. So we want to make sure that it's not too easy where they know the information already, but at the same time it's not too challenging where they're totally lost and they can't keep up. So I'm now going to hand you over to Aidan and Paul, who's going to talk more about the learner supports available on our computer courses.
Okay, thanks, Eileen. Every student is likely to be a little bit nervous, and that's fine. But every student is important to us, and we want them to know that they're welcome and that they made the right decision in coming to Donegal ETB. We have a range of methods in terms of how we run our classes. So we put students with the same level of ability together. That way they all learn together, nobody gets left behind, and there's plenty of time to ask questions. We find that students are sometimes nervous about coming back because they're afraid they'll have to do exams, and that has bad memories for them. So what we want to reassure people is that for our courses in IT at levels 1, 2 and 3, there are no exams, just skills demonstrations of what you've learned through your course. Our staff are trained in how to teach adults, and we have the means to bring success to everybody in the course that they're doing. We have a range of full-time and part-time courses to suit everybody. Somebody with more time and who wants to achieve their accreditation quicker might opt for a full-time course, but the part-time courses facilitate people who want to make a more gradual return to the classroom. So if they're not quite ready and they have other things going on in their life, the part-time option is there for them. You're very likely to find that our part-time IT courses are run in the local community. We have an outreach program and working with community partners to deliver locally. We also have 17 further education and training centres around the county, and in each one, IT courses are run.
Paul, have you anything to add to that?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, the thing is, don't be nervous, be excited. ETB won't put anybody on a course that they wouldn't be capable of doing. Because as Eileen was saying earlier on, we do some assessment beforehand before putting somebody on a course and some discussion. And then when people come on the course, I think we're really, really good at teaching adults. We understand that adults learn differently than children. We don't learn very well by rote as adults. We learn by experimentation and trial and discussion and reflection and so on. And also we tend to have lots and lots of experience that we've gained in previous jobs or in our lives that we can bring to the classroom. So from a teaching perspective, I often find that I learn as much from the students as they learn from me, which is great. And the students learn really, really well together, and they help each other to learn.
So I suppose what I'm hearing is, look, whilst it's perfectly normal to be a bit nervous, that maybe could be turned into an exciting phase of your life. And not only, are there a range of courses available, but there are also courses available in your local community. So really, you don't even have to go too far to come back into a learning environment. So it sounds as if the ETB really do have a lot of expertise in the area of teaching adults and encouraging adults to return to a learning environment. Thank you very, very much for that. That's great. Aidan, a really common question that's asked when people are considering a return to education and they're looking at jobs and things is, what is ICDL? Could you give us a wee explanation, please?
So ICDL is the International Computer Driver Licence. It's relatively new, having been launched in May 2019, and it replaces the European Computer Driver Licence, which many of us would be familiar with as ECDL. It was around for quite a long time. The ICDL has global recognition as opposed to European recognition, so it's recognised in over 100 countries across 6 continents. ICDL provides accreditation that's recognised by employers, and it really focuses on productivity. ICDL covers topics such as word processing with Microsoft Word, spreadsheets with Microsoft Excel, databases with Microsoft Access, presentations with Microsoft PowerPoint. It also covers computer essentials and those very important online essentials. One of the great things about ICDL is that it's so widely recognised, so employers realise that it's a set of skills that opens the door for students for employment and room to progress in that employment. ICDL is also great to build skills for life outside of the workplace. There are lots of people who are involved in local committees and volunteer, and having those skills would be really useful. Word processing, spreadsheets, for example.
That's brilliant, Aidan. That really gives us a great insight into how useful ICDL would be either in the workplace or in your life generally. Thank you for that. A question that comes up a lot would be, look, I'm actually in work at the moment, but I think I could really benefit from upskilling a wee bit, or maybe reskilling, because perhaps this job may not be here in a number of years. What can I do to develop my IT skills? Eileen, would you have any insight?
There are many opportunities, say, such as online learning or evening courses that are offered through Donegal ETB. We have one initiative called Skills to Advance. This initiative allows people to upskill or retrain for people who are actually in employment. It aims to equip people with, say, knowledge and skills to actually progress in their current job or to take up new job opportunities as well. The Skills to Advance courses are offered either through online courses or evening courses, and there are many different types available. Some examples include, say, basic computers, internet skills, say programming languages such as Python, Microsoft Excel, social media with business, digital marketing, to name but a few. Donegal ETB and other ETBs around the country also offer online courses as well, such as basic computer courses and maybe much more advanced courses such as, say, software programming. And if you go to fetchcourses.ie, you can check all of the different evening and online courses offered there through Donegal ETB and the other online courses that are actually offered through other ETBs around the country. Alternatively, eCollege offers people the chance to learn courses online. It enables people to learn at a time, at a place and a pace that actually suits them. And there are many different, say, eCollege options available, such as software programming, software testing, networking, ICDL, web design, graphic design, to name but a few. And if you go to ecollege.ie, you will be able to go there and check to see what courses are available through that option.
Thank you very much, Eileen. So it sounds as if there are a lot of options there, from evening provision to ETB provision through online, and then a separate eCollege that also offers upskilling.
There is indeed.
Okay. And am I right that eCollege is free just at the moment?
It is at the moment for people, yes, it is.
Thank you. That's great, Eileen. Thank you very much.
No bother.
A query that often comes up may be, look, I've been at college, it wasn't for me. I've decided to leave, or I have completed my degree and I'm still struggling to find work. If I did a course with Donegal ETB that maybe has a work placement, is there a good chance that I might find employment from that? Eileen, you might start us off on that one.
Well, the answer to that is yes, it could, Deirdre, because a work placement gives you an opportunity where you can, like, say, gain, say, new skills, knowledge and competencies, and gain confidence as well. And it's also something that you actually could include in your CV or in an application form and talk about to an employer during an interview, where you can demonstrate what knowledge, skills and competence you have in IT. If you think work experience also gives students the chance to try out to see if they would like to in the future then work in say the IT industry. The other thing as well is, if you think about a work placement as a long interview where the employer can actually see you working and what skills and competencies and knowledge you can bring to the role. If an employer was actually impressed while you were working in their company, it may lead them to then offer you, say, a position afterwards. And for some students in Donegal ETB, this has actually happened. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand you over to Paul, who will talk more about work placements.
Thanks, Eileen. So I'm going to talk about the full-time software development courses that we run in ETB. We build our courses along with industry. So we would go to industry and ask them, look, what skills do you need? We would base the core of the course is a Sitting Guilds program for IT professionals. It's level 3 Sitting Guilds, which equates to a level 5 QQI. In addition to that, we have some industry type qualifications for Microsoft and British Computer Society and so on. So during the course, we go through the curriculum, the Sitting Guilds curriculum. We build in other tools that are used in the industry, which is additional to the curriculum. We also look at other skills like project management and Agile, in addition to the coding skills in Java and C# and HTML and databases and so on. As part of the course, the students do placement. And very often the students are picked up by the employer after their placement, and the employer invites them to interview, and very often they get work out of that. So about 70 to 80% typically of the students from the software developer course will get jobs with the placement organisation. Those who don't get jobs, very often they go into the local IT here and they do their degrees. Oftentimes they get into second year of the degree, and they've done that really, really successfully over the years. And we have a great relationship with the LYIT and other ITs in Ireland as well. Because within the software development courses, there are a lot of additional skills. So people learn all the types of skills that Aidan was talking about around, use of computers, spreadsheets and databases and so on, that those skills are very, very useful generally to employers outside of the immediate software development type community. So people sometimes get jobs then doing other roles like project management. Other students decide they want to go into industry and do other kinds of roles, not necessarily writing software, but they've learned so many skills during their software development course and on their placement that they're really, really employable then in other areas.
Thank you very much for that, Paul and Eileen. So it really seems like making the most of the work placement can lead to great employment opportunities. And it's great to hear that the courses that Donegal ETB are offering are industry linked. So we're trying to make our courses as attractive to local employers and give our students the skills needed to find work. So whether that job is within the IT sector itself or more generally within the business area. I suppose I'd like to pick up on something that was alluded to earlier, and that's really, we were looking at the employability from jobs from the courses in Donegal ETB. Are there actually jobs available locally in the IT sector? Paul, could you start us off on that one, please?
Well, the good news is that there are loads and loads of jobs here locally and also globally. It's a job that people can come into at any age, so age isn't a barrier. It is a matter of lifelong learning. So you're never really done. When you come into the IT industry, you're never done learning. That can be a fantastic thing for people because you never actually get bored in your job. There's always something new to learn and something new to do. There's a fintech organization locally, which is a conglomeration of all of the various organizations in the IT industry, and they get together, and one of their main goals is to try and get more people to come into the industry. So this is an industry where people are being looked for, they've been sought out by organizations. So it is something that if you have an interest in computing, then it's something you should really give some serious consideration to. And as Aidan and Eileen were saying earlier, there's lots and lots of routes in, so you don't have to be an expert initially. There are routes in through the ECDL courses or even the more fundamental courses, part-time, full-time, whatever. Then you might come to us and we'll do a full-time course at the Sitting Guilds Level 3, which is a QQI Level 5. Then after that, then you can go into a degree or straight into industry. So really there are lots and lots of options for coming into the industry. And once you're in the industry, then there's all kinds of jobs. So there can be in software development, could be in systems analysis, could be in project management. And the other thing is when you get a job in software development, it could be say in financial services or in the health industries or biotech. And you learn about those industries as well when you're in. It is a really, really interesting way to get into all kinds of other exciting industries.
Aidan, did you want to pick up on that also?
Yeah, Paul spoke there about a very vibrant IT sector that's here in Donegal and with linkages across the world. But we recognise that because of all of the different courses that we offer in Donegal ETB, from construction to healthcare to childcare to motor mechanics, all of those, everywhere today there's a little bit of IT. You need some digital skills for this world. So we bear that in mind with all of our students. We integrate it where we can, and our students are using IT in their studies to complete their assignments, for example. We bear in mind that a lot of people are going out to work in retail, where they'll be using lots of different point of sale systems or order and stock control systems. Our students who go to work in childcare and healthcare will have to do report writing. So word processing is a great skill to have for that. Somebody coming into sales might want to have PowerPoint presentations, which would be a useful tool for them. And anyone working with the numbers, if you're creating estimates or working with budgets, then to be able to do that with Microsoft Excel would be really useful. So even if the job doesn't appear to be an IT job, there will be a need for some little bit of IT within it. The great thing about students with IT skills is that employers recognise those as a transversal skill, no matter what the position within the organisation might be that they're aiming to have. We also, when we're working with our students, preparing them for their interviews, remind them that having IT skills is a useful thing to talk about in their interview. It could be that one thing that sets them apart from the person who was in before them or the person coming in after them.
It's great to know that there's such a vibrant IT sector within Donegal. So it's not just, based around Dublin and other areas. There are lots of things happening here. And also that, the IT skills that you learn through any course in Donegal ETB are really dynamic and will help you in whatever direction you decide to go in. Thank you very much for that. Moving on from that then, and I know, Paul, you alluded to it a wee bit earlier, if I do complete a course in IT with Donegal ETB, do I have an opportunity to move into higher education from this further education option?
Higher education colleges have a number of places that they offer to people who have either a QQI level 5 or QQI level 6 major award, and this is actually called the Higher Education Link Scheme. So a person will actually apply through the CAO system for a place on the first year of a higher education college course. Something to note there as well is that for certain higher education college courses, there may be certain modules that a person would have needed to have completed in their QQI major award. So what I would advise you to do there is, first of all, to either check up the CAO system or go to the Higher Education College course website, that page, and look up the information. Or you can contact the admissions office in the Higher Education College and they'd be actually able to explain more information about that for you. You could also as well actually apply through the CAO system as a mature applicant. And what that means is that you need to be 23 years of age on or before the 1st of January in the year in which you actually want to apply for college. So say, for example, if you wanted to apply for college to start maybe in September 2021, you would actually need to be 23 years of age on or before the 1st of January 2021. Before you actually apply through the CAO system, first of all, actually have a read at the CAO handbook, because there is a section there for mature applicants. Or alternatively, you could go to the higher education website and they have information as well for mature applicants. And if you have any queries or any questions at all, please just get in contact with the Donegal ETB Adult Guidance and Information Service, and we'll be able to answer any questions you actually have about applying to higher education.
Thank you, Eileen. Thank you. Paul, did you have anything you wanted to add in support?
Well, we have a great relationship with the local IT and other ITs in Ireland. And what we find is that for many of our students who come through the software developer courses, that's the full-time course, that they are able to get into second year of the degree course. Now, it would be through discussion with us and our recommendation that they would do that. But what we found is that for very, very many of them, they've been really, really successful in their degrees and then afterwards in their careers. Because of the maturity of our students and the rigors of the course, the students are really, really well prepared then to go into a degree at quite a high level. So we're really pleased with that, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity for people who think that they would like to go and do their higher education.
So within software specifically, Paul, there is a possibility of going into the second year if you successfully complete your course. And Eileen, within the general courses within Donegal ETB at QQI level 5 and 6, there are generic opportunities there to progress on to third level education. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right, Deirdre.
Paul, you've talked a lot about the software opportunities within the courses in Donegal ETB. I wonder, could you give me some insight into, I suppose, what a career in software development is and what type of courses Donegal ETB provides for somebody who's interested in a software career?
So careers in software development can be really rewarding. So financially, they're usually well-paid jobs, but they're also very interesting jobs. And you can be working in a wide variety of industries. So not only are you learning about how to write software when you're in your job, you're also learning about the industry that you're working in. So it could be on aeronautics or biotech or financial services, a whole range of different industries. Anywhere where IT is applied, you need to also understand the technologies in that particular industry, which makes it great. There are various courses that we run. Some are run at night on a part-time basis. Some of them are run online, so the e-college courses. And then we also run full-time courses. The full-time courses are around 44 to 46 weeks and include a month's placement. They are based around a City and Guilds Level 3 diploma, which equates to a QQI Level 5. So the languages we learn on our courses are Java and C#, HTML, CSS and JavaScript for web development, and databases. In addition to that, we also look at various kinds of project management, which would be the traditional project management for IT projects, as well as Agile, which is a new way of managing projects. So we look at software development from the perspective of the whole software development lifecycle. We look at it from the perspective of looking at customer requirements, then taking those requirements and building out and doing some analysis of those requirements, and then doing a design for code, and then actually building the code and then testing the code. And so we bring in the code from the requirements level, from the requirements and the customer requirements right down to the deployment to the customer. So it's quite a wide range of subjects going right through the software development lifecycle, but it means then students have a really, really full understanding of the whole process. So qualification-wise, we do the Level 3 Sitting Guilds Diploma for IT professionals. In addition to that, we do some Microsoft qualifications. So we do the Microsoft certification in database administration. And we also do British Computer Society qualifications in project management for IT and in Agile. That's a well-rounded set of qualifications.
Paul, thanks very much for that in-depth assessment of what the software developer type courses are and how many courses Donegal ETB does actually have on offer, both on a full-time and on a part-time basis. I'm really grateful for that. So I hope from our panel discussion today you've got a real flavour and insight into the range of courses available with Donegal ETB, from just basic digital skills right up to retraining for a career in the information technology industry. If you have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us via the website or the Adult Guidance and Information Service. We really look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.